DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
What is up, mixers? Welcome back to another episode of the MIXINVIXENS. My name is Emily, also known as Milton Icon. And please join me in welcoming my other co-hosts. We've got Rin Vapes.
Hello.
And we've got Jen the E-Juice Fairy. Hi.
How's everybody doing today?
Great. And then joining us today, we have a special guest. We've got Tam Vapes. Hi, Tammy.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Happy to be here.
So glad to have you. We're doing Rice Krispie treat pie looking thing, that picture you see in the corner. It looks tasty, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. Have you guys had fun mixing this up this week?
I had a blast.
No.
I did. I saw that profile, and for the first time I was like, I love that one. I'm going to do it right away. I mean, I didn't mix it right away, but I had it planned out right away to mix it. So I enjoyed that one.
Did it give you trouble, Rin, or you just don't like that profile?
I don't know. I was trying to do something really obscure with it and it didn't work out. So I just kind of had to nix it. Yeah. I don't know. I just found it hard to like make it not basic.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The concept and like the theory of it is all well and good. Then when you do it, it's just kind of underwhelming, maybe.
Yeah, you just like throw a bunch of marshmallow at it and
yeah.
Mine
came out tasty, but it's like meh, like nothing exciting. So well, it's good, but we'll see.
Mine's super exciting. Because I'll tell you why. It was my profile for a long time. I was a cereal without fruit person. So mixing this was pretty fun, took me back. I used some new flavors that I hadn't used before, and I used some of my old flavors in it, and it did. I think mine came out well, and I even experimented with some stuff I've never used.
Nice.
Cool. And you know, I don't do that often.
No, you normally stick to the tried and true, like same flavors. That's awesome. That's cool. Can't wait to see it. Before we get into the recipes, has anyone mixed anything else lately that whether it's your recipe or someone else's, that just kind of stuck out and that you thought was good?
No, but I do have an update on the new strawberry from TFA. It's still the same. That's the update.
That's still good to know.
It's still the same. It hasn't changed enough for it to be a significant difference. Good. So that's really good because it's been 3 weeks now.
Yeah, that's plenty of time. And if it was going to change, it would have changed.
If it was going to go away, if it was going to fade, it would have done it by now. So I'm pretty satisfied with it.
Awesome. Thanks for being the guinea pig for us and
You're welcome.
Is it available now? I mean, if you order a strawberry right now, is that what you're getting, the new one?
You'd have to ask. You'd probably be good to send an email and see if the new batch, if they've got the new batch numbers, because it depends on how much they had on order.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Has sold.
Interesting.
Cool, because I mean,
not that you'd be able to tell the difference anyway, so.
Well, that's good to know anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So many people use that flavor. It would have just wrecked the world if it was different.
You're right. It would have been over. It would have been game over. I'd have been crying. I would have had to take time off of the show so I can mourn.
Yeah. Wayne would have had to make a whole new video.
Yeah.
Very right. So awesome.
Let's see. What else do I have? Any news? Anything? Did we have anybody in the group that turned in recipes other than Tammy?
Yes, we had a few people. So it's Tammy, and then Mary Beth Leighton did one. And it's funny because her, Tammy, and me kind of went in the same wavelength of our thing. But yeah, let's talk about those. Let's Mary Beth did one, and then Travis, who I think is the guy who originally submitted this picture, did one as well. So let's take a look at those. James, hit it.
Let's do it.
Silence.
Yeah, well, I don't have them pulled up, so I'm waiting for it to go on the screen. There we go. We'll start with Mary Beth's, and I don't have them pulled up. What I like about her, she used kettle corn, golden syrup, rice crunchies, 1-on-1 marshmallow vanilla, 1-on-1 vanilla custard cheesecake, and then Liquid Barnes vanilla ice cream. Oh, and sesame candy. She used sesame candy to create some separation on the exhale.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I've never used sesame candy, but I mean that's a really interesting addition there.
Yeah, I could see it working really well. And then I like how she uses the kettle corn also.
Yeah, kettle corn is a delicious flavor.
I love kettle corn. Yes, that's a perfect way. I love what she did. It looks good.
It's been a while since I've used kettle corn, so I mean, this gives me an excuse because I have all of those.
And then
no, I don't.
Syrup.
I don't have the vanilla custard cheesecake.
You don't have that one?
Oh, you need to get that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this tastes almost like Loren's cheesecake icing smells. Like it's almost that good. You know? I don't know about you, but like whenever I'm mixing Loren's cream cheese icing, I'm always like, dang it, I wish it tastes as good as it smells because it smells so divine. And 1-on-1 vanilla custard cheesecake is almost that good.
So it tastes like the other one should.
Yes. It does. Yep. It's a good flavor. And it leaves like this kind of palate coating vanilla, you know, like it's a thick, like it's sweet and it's just like a good baked vanilla, you know?
Yeah, that just piqued my interest for sure.
Yeah. All right. And
let's see. Did we get the other one on the picture of the other one also? Alfred Pudding says TFA Rice Crunchies is life. That's all.
A lot of people
is life or is a lie
from TFA Rice Crunchies. And you know what? At first, or before I started this challenge, I'm like, no, you guys are nuts. TFA Rice Crunchies is awesome. And I did my versions trying to mix this up. And the version with TFA Rice Crunchies did taste like cardboard. I have to admit, like when I was testing them side by side. Now, if I had just picked it up and kind of vaped it, just it alone, it would be, I think, okay. But I think because I was testing it side by side with other crispy type flavors, I really got the, this is cardboard kind of flavors. That makes sense.
What percent were you using it at?
4%.
Duh.
It's kind of, yeah. And then so this gnome homie is Travis, and he's got a verified recipe. He uses butter.
Yeah, he sure does.
Buttercream, cereal 27 for the texture, New York cheesecake, cream cheese icing, whipped cream, marshmallow from TFA, rice crunchies from TFA, vanilla bean ice cream from Flavor West. There's that 101 vanilla custard cheesecake, Capella vanilla custard V1, and then Anywhere Yes We cheesecake as well.
That is a fairy find, but it does look interesting. It does look like it would. It looks balanced. It looks like his Rice Crunchies were his highest percent, and then he rounded it off. To me, the way this recipe looks is that he took the vanilla bean ice cream and the vanilla cheesecake to make the milk part, and custard. Like all those creams down at the bottom were meant with the cheesecake, New York cheesecake, were meant to be the center part of it. So I haven't read whatever he's written down, so that's just the way it looks, because they're all about the same, in around the same percentages. And then it looks like he buttered it up with the buttercream that was probably for the Rice Crunchies itself. I don't know what the sweet cheesecake in Aurora does to it.
Probably just add some cheesecake richness to the, because Capella's New York cheesecake, I like it, but it's a little like kind of sour, you know, where in Aurora sweet cheesecake is a little bit deeper. It's a little bit richer. If that makes sense. It looks good. I mean, it looks
interesting. And I bet you he killed the cardboard with the creams.
Yeah. Could have.
I wonder if he's in chat. I wonder how long he wanted to steep this for.
I don't know. I haven't seen him. I'm not sure if he's here or not. At any rate, so that's our viewer submitted recipes. I don't know if I don't think anyone else submitted.
There's just writing down there, but I can't read it. My eyes aren't that good, and I'm not wearing my contacts.
I'll read it. This recipe was inspired by a video as seen on a dessert recipe website. It was a no-bake cheesecake with a crust made of marshmallow crispy treat. I was actually craving this concoction while watching the video, regardless of the fact that I consumed 0 added sugar or overly sweet fruits. It inspired someone I looked up to go after the sample profile. Check out another version on Fresh's page, or the June 2nd episode of Saturday with Fresh and Friends. Awesome mixer and a wealth of knowledge. Thanks, Fresh. Okay.
Sounds good. And I see that he put 7 days steep on it as well.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, because it's those cheesecake flavors.
I bet it'll continue to develop for a couple more weeks as well.
Yeah. That's your plus the custard. All right. Well, let's jump into ours then, shall we? Who would like to go first?
I didn't put a picture in mine, but I'll add it after the show. But Everybody knows what the picture's supposed to be anyhow, so
yeah,
what matters is the content.
They saw it at the beginning of the show. So does that mean you want to go first?
Sure. Hold on, let me get ready. I think I'm ready. Yep, I am.
Okay.
Does James have me up yet? So I've got 2% Flavor West Bavarian Cream, 0.75 Cereal 27, 0.5 Cotton Candy, 0.5 Frosting, 1.5 Rice Crunchies. I'm not as high as everybody else. 0.5 Smooth Vanilla. There's that flavor you don't really love, Emily. 3% Vanilla Custard, and 1.25% yogurt. So my reason for going higher cream than the Rice Crunchies is my experience with the Rice Crunchies. With time, Rice Crunchies continues to grow. It does not fall back. It loves to take over a recipe, and it gets, you know how Rice Krispies are airy in the center? Mm-hmm. And they're like bubbly and they're an airy flavor. It's not like eating Frosted Flakes. Well, Rice Crunchies does that. It does like open up. The crunchiness is different. So I wanted to give it, even though I put 7 days steep, this will continue to develop for sure with the Rice Crunchies. And I did not want the cardboard taste in there. Mm-hmm. So that's why my Rice Crunchies is at 1.5, but I backed it up with Cereal 27 for the crunchiness because, like I said, it's kind of airy. And I wanted the crust to be there, but I wanted the main part. Like, I imagine myself taking a bite of this and having like all this frosting thing in my mouth. I don't know if anybody's ever made like you know how when you get those donuts at Dunkin' Donuts that have the white center on the inside, that fluffy white center, but it's not custard, it's like a frosting kind of. Well, that's what I envisioned that this recipe was. It wasn't necessarily a custard. It wasn't a cream. It was like that frosting powdered sugar creaminess in the center of it. So kind of like the center of a cookie of some sort, that frosting little bit hard. So that's where I used a Bavarian cream at 2%, and I use Flavor West because it's sweeter than TFA, and TFA tends to be an emulsifier, but Flavor West isn't. Flavor West adds a lot of sweetness to a recipe. That's what the Vanilla Smooth is actually doing in there, is adding that vanilla note that you would get in that frosting type cream that would be inside of a donut. And then vanilla custard, you have to have custard in order to make it, gooey. And I mean, I don't know how to make a recipe without adding custard to it unless it's gonna have vanilla swirl. So it's in there, 3%. It works. It steeps in well. It adds the egginess that it needs. Flavor West yogurt at 1.25. Now, what's that doing in there? Well, when you make a frosting, there's a certain amount of, I usually use some sort of buttercream or some sort of butter in there, and you shake that up, and it gives you, and sometimes you use cream of tartar sauce in there. So I wanted it to kind of bring that in. I wanted to bring that cream of tartar sauce and that tanginess that you get when you make a frosting, because with frosting you add a little bit of salt to the sugar to make it taste good. I don't know, if you bake, you add a pinch of salt, a pinch of tartar sauce, a pinch of this, just to make it. So that's what the Flavor West yogurt is doing. It falls way back, it disappears, but it adds a certain amount of body to it. The yogurt does not pop in this at all, because that Flavora frosting at 0.5 and that Flavora smooth vanilla take over. They're like the bullies in this recipe, even though they're the lowest percentages. But it's delicious. It is creamy and crunchy all at once, and I think I accomplished it. And that's just at 7 days, and I'm pretty freaking satisfied. It was good on day 3 also. It was a lot crunchier on day 3 though.
So I like how you use Capella's Cereal 27 to add some more texture to the Rice Crunchies. What I'm wondering is, with the Rice Crunchies so low and the Cereal 27, do you get like a corn taste, or is it still ricey? Like, does the Rice Crunchies kind of carry that rice flavor to it?
No, it's still ricey. I didn't think about that. It is not corn pops.
That's good. Because that would be a whole nother picture altogether.
It damn sure would. It'd be a completely different picture.
That'd be good, though.
It would be good, but it's another week. Awesome.
And nobody submitted that, so we can't make that yet. Now you see everybody looking for a corn pops recipe.
Yeah.
And how about the cotton candy? Any questions on the cotton candy and what it's doing in there?
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
So this recipe is really, really sweet without adding any sweetener. It's really sweet. I'm not a super sweet kind of person for vaping, but this recipe ended up being really sweet. The cotton candy rounds it out and waters down. It doesn't really water it down, but I felt like adding like something like super sweet or even sucralose would have like thrown it over the edge sweetness and made it very palate heavy, and it kind of like made it exhausting to vape. But with the cotton candy, what it did to the Flavora frosting and smooth vanilla was kind of blend those two in. It was like adding sugar, like making it sugary for some reason, but it's because it gives you that cotton candy taste at that low percent. So it brought out the sugar.
Cool. Good. Look, it looks good, and it's I like the smooth vanilla, yeah, it's not my thing, but you know what? The Rice Krispies, like it's butter and vanilla. You need that extra vanilla, so that's a good component in there.
I like leaving you speechless, Emily. Like not coming up with too many questions here.
It does look really good, actually. It does. It looks really. And I almost considered when I first was doing it using Cereal 27, and then I went a different route.
Well, I didn't want to use Cereal 27 because, like Emily said, it does get corn poppy, but I wanted to use it to back up the Rice Crunchies. I didn't want to add any more Rice Crunchies for fear of the cardboard.
Yeah. And Cereal 27 is just the perfect AP-ness.
And I thought about using Flavor Art breakfast cereal, but that had too much wheat, and Rice Crunchies doesn't have wheat. If I had to choose between having wheat and corn, I'd rather add some corn.
Yeah, for sure. Breakfast cereal is, it's very wholesome and weedy. And you made a good choice with the Cereal 27. So, very cool.
I hope somebody mixes it and tells me what they think.
Okay. Well, I'll go next if you guys want. So, I went with, all right, so while I'm developing this, Alfred Pudding and Granite, or Silky, he's known as on all the flavors, had just done on Reddit a Rice Krispie treat. And they had used Crispy Wafer. And so I'm reading this, I'm like, wow, like that's a really good idea. And I'm like, why reinvent the wheel? I'm like, I'll try it. So I did other versions as well. I didn't just completely rip them off, but I tried it, and then but it does it. Crispy Wafer adds a nice textural with some butter, like it has a nice back note for the Rice Krispie treat. Now didn't have the riceness that I wanted, so I went with just 1% Effie sweet rice. Sweet rice is a good flavor, but it just turns to mush, a starchy mush mess. So I went low with it. I just 1% just for that flavor, of the rice. And then the insides is a mix of, I did a Flavora marshmallow, because that's the most authentic, like marshmallow. And then 101's vanilla marshmallow, because it just has such a good vanilla note. It's like marshmallow fluff, it's like you would think the inside of this pie is, it's like that jarred marshmallow stuff. And then I added a little bit of F.A. meringue, because anytime, for me personally, you're going to do a creamy type bakery dessert, like F.A. meringue just is great. It just is a good flavor, and it's a good addition. And then I did the 101 vanilla custard cheesecake simply for, I wanted that like thickness. I wanted that kind of coat your palate. It's got the same kind of baked vanilla note as I was going with the marshmallow vanilla, because it's the same, 101, it's the same like vanilla note. And that's it. That's my recipe, and it's mighty tasty. It's pretty good. And yeah.
Nice. That actually looks really good. I really need to get that. Actually, I've got Crispy Wafer. I got Flavora marshmallow. I think I have that marshmallow vanilla from I do have a few of those.
Yeah.
And I should have everything else.
You need to get that vanilla custard cheesecake.
It really looks really balanced, Emily. It looks like to me.
I was trying to, like I said, I tried a version with TFA Rice Crunchies, and I got, doing it side by side and stuff. I was getting the cardboard, and so I needed something that was crispy that could hold up, because sweet rice it has no texture. I needed a texture, right? That crispiness. Another thing I tried and it worked. It just didn't go with it. But this one was 101 vanilla wafer as well, because it's just that thin, crispy kind of cookie texture. It's just.
I have no sound. Folk art just told me. I just asked you a question, and
I'm just talking over you not talking because we didn't hear you. Sorry.
You answered my question.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Literally answered my question.
Nice.
I was asking about that crispy wafer.
Oh yeah, it's a good flavor. It's like it has a little bit of that butter to it. It's got the thin kind of texture that you want. It's crispy.
And I see you didn't use a heavy amount of cream in here, and the FA meringue probably adds to the crunchiness of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think that yours is going to be a good like the crust part. It's going to be nice and marshmallowy and a lot of crust with cream in the middle.
Yeah,
you got a good bakery there. I have a hard time doing mostly bakery. I do creamy with some bakery. You can do some bakery with some cream.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta know that there's, that bakery part, that texture part. It's just, I like something to chew on, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you like to chew your vape?
I like to chew my vape. Sure.
Or feel it in your mouth. There you go.
Yeah. And that's exactly, it's the only reason I use vanilla custard cheesecake is because that flavor is just so thick and you feel it, like it has a great mouthfeel.
And maybe I'm like super sensitive to bakeries because I've noticed that a couple of the times when the judges have looked at my recipes, they always say that they wish they could taste the bakery more. And to me, they're usually pretty freaking bakery-like. Like this to me is a lot of bakery in it. So maybe I'm a little sensitive to AP and bakery notes.
Could be.
What are you giggling about over there, Rin?
Eileen, she's funny.
Is she?
She wants to know where all the alcoholic recipes are.
Oh, they're coming. I like to drink my vape too.
I also want to know what cream of tartar sauce is.
The wrong one.
Don't put tartar sauce in your bakeries. Don't
do that.
No.
I'm missing something.
She was talking about adding cream of tartar to stuff, like in bakeries.
Oh.
And she said cream of tartar sauce. And
I did.
Yeah. Anyway. It was brought up several times. I had to address it.
You corrected it in chat, and now you fixed.
Oh,
you guys know what I mean, but the people in chat might not. It's entertainment, anyways. They're gonna put them in there. Their dessert. Go make it.
Good gravy. All right.
Yeah, I didn't think about adding crispy wafer. That would have been good.
I like that idea too. Yeah.
I do too, and I can't take credit for it. It's all Alfred Pudding, Granite, or Soki, whoever he wants to be named.
I don't get on Reddit enough, so I wouldn't have seen it anyways.
See, yeah. I don't either. That's what I was saying. I know the Reddit and where it is, but I go look at flavor notes. I don't go look at all the other stuff. I should do that more.
Yeah, on all the flavors, it was on the front page for like a day or two. Yeah.
I mean, I've been on it. I had it downloaded on my phone. But I never remember. I mean, you got to figure our notifications on a daily basis, just between going back and forth with Facebook and Discord and YouTube.
Yeah, we get
insane.
Then yeah.
So one more, I can't do it.
Notifications, but there's some good stuff in there, and every now and then it's nice to. I lurk mostly. I don't really post a lot, but it's good to see what's going on.
You want me to go?
Sure.
Yes.
I'll volunteer. Just let me know when it's good to go.
Could probably go now.
Go ahead. Yeah, anytime.
Okay. Well, I see my face, but I don't see my recipe there.
Oh, there's a little bit of
I do. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I do. There we go. Okay, so mine is similar, but not the same as Emily's. I used Decadent Vapor Krispies for that crispy note, and that is available at Chef's. And it's interesting because that flavor actually is supposed to be infused with a little bit of milk and a little bit of berry. But I don't get that at that percentage because they recommend you mix it at 20%. So yeah, so of course at 3%, you're not going to get the berries and all that milk, but it is a nice crispy vape if you mix it at a lower percent. And so of course when you have a crust like that, I'm thinking about what I'm going to taste while I'm eating it. And I want to taste that when I eat a Rice Krispie treat, I want to taste that butter in that Rice Krispie treat. So I added some golden butter to that. And
yeah, gotta have more butter.
Yes. And of course you need the marshmallow to hold it all together. So I used 1-on-1 vanilla marshmallow for that. So the butter and the marshmallow and that Krispies makes up the crust of that cake, of that pie, whatever it is, cake, pie. So, and that worked out really well. So then I'll get to the inside and it's like a creamy cheesecake, creamy thing. So I used, like you did, Emily, 1-on-1 vanilla custard cheesecake. And that just coats your mouth really nice with the cheesecake. But I also wanted some more fluffiness to it. So I added whipped marshmallow in it to add a little bit more fluffiness with that. If that makes sense. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So but the honeycomb, where does that come in? Yes, that's like the key.
You and Mary Beth had honeycomb, and I'm like, interesting choices.
Oh, did she have honeycomb too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let me pull that one in. Okay. So as I'm doing just the Krispies, I'm like, I need something else here. I know I need something else to enhance that crispy note and just the depth of the entire recipe. It needs just something. And at first I'm thinking cereal 27. I'm thinking of all these things. And then it just hit me. Honeycomb. Because that has that, like, has a crispy texture to it. And it also gives a little bit deeper flavor note to that crust. So it just really worked out really well. So I've actually made another batch, and I made 2 different versions, one with sweetener and one without. And I prefer it without sweetener because with the sweetener, I don't know. I just don't like it with sweetener. And I think I just don't like sweetener anymore. Maybe that's me. But without the sweetener, you just get that depth that you would imagine if you're eating it with a Rice Krispie and that fluffiness in the middle of the cheesecake and the whipped cream and stuff. So that's it. Questions?
I am looking at your recipes now, but I'm gonna let Emily grill you first.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
I'm not gonna drill her. I don't really have any questions because this recipe it looks like very just simple and good. And I want to know more about the the Decadent Vapor Krispies though, because that one I don't have yet. And I think JJ had mentioned that last week. You don't get any cardboard from it, and you get like a good like rice taste, like a Rice Krispie.
Yeah.
Nice. And it's supposed to, like, when you use more of it, it's supposed to have like a berries and milk to it as well.
Yeah, if you yank it and I'm sure if I didn't have all the other creams, cheesecake and the marshmallow with it, you probably could get some more. Like if I were to back this Krispies up with some more milk flavors and a berry, you probably could get more of that from it. But with this way that I mixed it, I do not get any berry out of it.
Nice.
I don't usually get berries out of that, but
Well, do you use it low like this too?
yeah.
So maybe maybe to get the berries, you need to like really crank it, like 20%.
What percent do you taste the berries at?
I don't. That's the thing, because I use it low. But if you read the actual description from the company, it's supposed to have berries and milk in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to push it up. Like, what do you have it at? You have it at 3?
3.
Maybe at 6. Or maybe once you add the creams, it just, maybe the berry notes are so subtle that.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's just
strawberry and cream. Maybe we both do, you know.
And that vape train, oh no, you use honeycomb. She used golden syrup. My bad. But like both of those, like I never would have thought to use honeycomb, but it does kind of have like that sweet kind of crispiness that it was a really good idea. I never would have thought to use that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that honeycomb, that was a good one right there. How much sweetness did that honeycomb add to it? How sweet is your recipe?
What's that?
How sweet is your recipe?
It's not overly sweet at all by any means. Like it could use some sweetener, but I prefer it without it. But it's sweet enough on its own. That wasn't a good answer, was it?
Yeah, no. That's a perfectly fair answer, you know. I don't mind it need sweetener either. So, I mean, I'm just looking at what you have here to add the sweetness. And I guess the marshmallow from Cap, you got 2 different marshmallows and the honeycomb. That should have sweetened it up pretty good, but I just didn't know how sweet it. I didn't know if it was overly sweet or if it.
No. Mm-mm.
Cool. It looks very
and
good.
You get that nice marshmallow feel on your mouth, on your tongue. Mouth
and
feel.
How many days steep? 7 for you too?
Yeah, I put 7.
Did you test it in the beginning of the recipe?
Oh, yes. I liked it off the shake, but I just put 7 because it could only get better after.
Yeah, but you said what you're saying is it was pretty good off the shake. So somebody can
absolutely
shake this up and vape it.
Yeah, you could actually shake and vape it. Yes,
that's good. That's good to know. A lot of recipes that you can shake and vape and steep are awesome recipes.
Yep, people are not as patient sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, I love to be able to like make it and be like, oh, I like it right now, and then, but I know it's going to get better, and then I go back a week later and like, oh yeah, this is really good. Yeah. Those are the.
I like seeing it.
For me, sometimes it tastes really good right off the shake, but like I said, I might be a little bit sensitive to bakery notes. So then after a while, those butters jump in there and that bread overtakes it, and then I can't vape it. I have to throw it in a pod and then I can vape it. Tones everything down.
See, a pod just mutes everything to me.
Yeah,
like, well, that.
Does anybody else here vape both ways, pod and sub-ohm?
I do, but just because I have to, just for developing recipes for it.
I don't.
You don't? I do it on purpose. Am I crazy?
Yep.
Yep.
Why would you? Okay, like I get it for like, let's say you're out and about somewhere where vaping is frowned upon or whatever, you know, and so you want to be discreet or what, or not as obnoxious. But like, if you have the choice, why would you choose a pod system over?
I literally miss it sometimes. It's insane. Like when I'm home on the weekends, I'm mostly sub-ohm, and I'll either use my dripper or I'll use my sub-ohm tank, my rebuildable. And then like today, sometime around lunchtime, I guess maybe I still sometimes want that cigarette. And so that's when I pull out my pod.
Yeah. Because you have more nicotine in it, right?
Well, not just the nicotine, the actual draw, the way it draws into my mouth. And like I have several pods now. I went on a pod, when I was looking for my forever tank, I went on a tank shopping spree. And I found one and I've stuck to it. I think I found my RDA too. And I did the same thing with pods, and I keep going back to the Syrian air, even though I have like 5 other ones. I don't know, something about the draw, it has the right feel for me. It doesn't have hardly any flavor, but it has the right feel.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
But
and I think they're great for like new vapors. They're perfect for people that are looking to quit cigarettes.
Well, I thought that too, but then I found like somebody that has asthma and is used to taking those big breaths with their inhalers. I gave my sister-in-law a pod. She choked half to death. I gave her a regular mod with my high air, and she was fine with it. And she's never vaped before. It was just because of the way she's used to inhaling.
Yeah. More airflow.
So, I mean, I guess still, even till today, everybody's different.
Yeah.
But luckily, the market has enough stuff that do what you like.
There's something for everybody. Yeah, for sure. Okay, Rin.
Hi. So I pretty much just used all the marshmallows that I liked, threw them together. Then I added the marshmallow treat because I hadn't used it. And I don't really like the Rice Krispies from what I recall, so I didn't want to use that. I used the Marshmallow Whip by Silverline, the Capella, merely because Concrete said that he hated it. So I did that. This one actually is kind of like a fairy-fied recipe for me. It's 7 flavors, which is pretty high for me. Because I just kept adding to it because I'm like, I don't really like it. Let's just throw this in here. And then that's what happened. It was only like, I think 4 ingredients to begin with. I had sugar orchid in there at one point, but I couldn't get it to really work that well. As it's steeped out, it's not as bad. So if you like florals, that might work for you, just putting that in there at a very low percentage. But I would imagine most people wouldn't like it. I did graham cracker by Flavora because it's not really a graham cracker. It's more of like a cookie. I think people said it's like more like a vanilla wafer kind of cookie thing, not really a graham cracker. So I figured I'd add that in there. Pillow Talk by Flavor Shack is actually a really good marshmallow. It's like a homemade marshmallow. So it's very rich with vanilla. It has a really nice texture to it too. So the combination of the Silverline, which I know a lot of people don't like the Silverline, but for me, it does give me a texture. It's not so much a very upfront flavor, but it does give kind of like a coating of the mouth type of feeling to it. So that's why that's in there, on top of the fact of the Concrete situation. Then I added custard because I wanted to add a little bit of body to it outside of like the waxy, not waxy, but the filminess. Plus, it just kind of smooths everything out. And I haven't used Mullenberry in a while, so I threw that in there. Then I threw the sugar cookie because it wasn't really quite sweet enough for me. And I figured it might add to the texture of like what the Rice Krispies are supposed to be. And then lastly, I added the vanilla ice cream because, I don't know, looking at the picture, it just didn't seem like it was a straight up marshmallow treat kind of filling. It almost looked like a frozen ice cream cake or something. So I just threw that in there too. Plus, I think the Liquid Barn has like that buttery essence to it. So that would help with like the Rice Krispie thing going on. So yeah, that's what I got.
Awesome.
I like the recipe. I like it when you verify it. I do like tap with marshmallow. I like that flavor. I even like it standalone when I'm tired of mixing and I just want something with a little bit of air and a little bit of sweetness that's not just cotton candy and vape. Like if I'm sick or whatever and I want something that's not menthol, it's not It's not overly saturating in the mouth. So I do like that when you said that. I mean, I don't know who does and who doesn't, but if you like it, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
And you're a marshmallow and whipped cream kind of person anyways.
Whipped cream mostly, marshmallow. And the thing I don't like about marshmallow flavors is they tend to make my cotton like dark. Like it's not like bad, but I mean you can kind of see how it's turning. And I haven't even had this in here very long, opposed to this one, which I do the acai on, and I've been vaping the same cotton and everything for like probably at least a week. Like there's a big difference in just like 2 days compared to like at least a week. Like I don't know. I don't like vaping things that turn my cotton and coil weird.
Yeah, but you got to figure anything with a lot of vanillin in it is going to change color with the nicotine. Are you using nicotine?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I find that those, you know how back in the day you used to have those juices that were like brown and looked like tar? That those were the ones that had vanilla in it. So it's naturally going to change. I think by adding heat, it's not necessarily, ruining, unless it's building up gunk. It's probably just the vanilla turning on you.
It does do that though. I find that it does make my coil gunky because like one of my favorite things to vape has that going on, and I would vape it more if it didn't do that. But like, I don't know. I don't like changing my wick and stuff like every day. Like that's just not something I want to do personally.
Yeah, I can't stand doing that either.
Yeah. I think it has to do with like sweetener a lot of times, which is usually in marshmallow as well. But I mean, if you look at just the color of the e-liquid, like my all-day vape is here, it's clear. And then this one, clearly darker.
So it has changed, and it's only been about a week, right?
No, it was dark like this right off the get-go. This has only been sitting a couple days. Like I was pretty late to mixing this up. So I might even get darker. I don't know.
I'm muting myself because my dog's going insane. It happens every time I'm on a show. I don't know why.
It just knows that's the time to bark. So I have a question about the Capella, the silver line. So I was under the impression that all the silver line flavors were weaker and that you needed to crank them up higher. So I'm really interested in that you just use 0.25% and then you still get the texture from it.
It seems to be hit and miss. I haven't honestly tried all of the silver line, but according to Capella, if you want to go on what they said, it's not that they're weaker, it's just that they're in-house. That's like the difference between the regular line and the silver line, is that it's in-house. They said some of the flavors might be weaker, but honestly, like I find all of their flavors to be on the weaker end anyway. So I don't notice a huge difference so far with the silver line compared to the regular line. And that flavor in particular, the marshmallow, it tends to get a little funky if you push it too high. It has like a bitterness to it. And I think maybe that's why some people don't like it. Maybe they're just using it too high. I don't know. But like, that's my answer for a lot of things is like, oh, you're just using it too high.
Yeah. Oh, you're getting it off? No, you're using it too much.
Right. It's not that you don't like it. It's just it's too high. That's it.
That's it. Well, a lot of Flavora flavors are actually like that, but it's kind of just the go-to scapegoat of you're just using it too high. Speaking of Flavora flavors, is that Flavora marshmallow treat. Now, I've only single flavor tested it, and actually don't remember. Is that one, do you get that kind of ricey, like crispy flavor from that one, or is that mostly marshmallow?
I only used it in this recipe, so I'm not sure what I'm getting from it specifically and not the other stuff, unfortunately. I was sick for a while, so I just didn't really mix anything. Plus, I've been lazy, as usual. So it could very well steep into something else. I get texture from it, but I'm not sure what it could be. It could be a lot of things in there. It could be the treat. It could be the sugar cookie, the graham cracker, like who knows. But it's not an overwhelming presence of texture, to be honest. Mainly I get the marshmallow and like the mouth feel of the marshmallow. But it's only been steeping for a couple days, so
Okay.
that could change.
Cool. Now I've never used mulberry custard before. What, as far as like compared to some of the more common, more popular custards, what is that like?
Closest it would be to is the vanilla custard by Flavora, which is my favorite. Let me see if I can grab it, because smelling it will, because I know I like it.
Like the custard or the vanilla custard from Flavora? Like, there's two.
The vanilla custard. I don't think I've tried the regular custard yet. I don't really smell it that much. Yeah, I don't know. I think the only difference between the vanilla custard by Flavora and this one is the mulberry tends to need to steep for a little bit. Whereas the Flavora, the weird reason I like it is because to me, it's something that's like good right away. Like you don't have to wait. I mean, if you have other custards, I wouldn't say it's necessary, to be honest, but it's good. It's not overly eggy. It's more so just like a vanilla. There might be a slight egg note, but it's not crazy. Definitely not Capella custard, which I don't like. Yeah, I mean, it's good.
And where did you pick that up at?
DIY Vapor Supply. Or no, I think that one I got direct. I made a big purchase.
Have you tried the 101 vanilla marshmallow?
Yes, I have that one. That is one that turns my wick dark. So that's why I didn't use that one. I do like that flavor.
Just listening to the description of the DIY Flavor Shack Pillow Talk, it sounds like the 101.
It's definitely different. Definitely different. The Pillow Talk honestly is not like anything that I've tried marshmallow wise. It's unique. I don't know. It's just like, it's like the difference between a bag of like the generic marshmallows. That's like what most like marshmallow flavorings that I've tried are. And then the Pillow Talk is like if you were to make it from scratch. It just has that, it's like a gourmet-ish feel to it. And I hate like promoting them because their flavors are so expensive. But it's really a good flavor. Like if you like marshmallow, I would get it. They have it at Vapor Supply now, I think. If you buy it direct, there is a 20% off coupon. So that makes it a little bit more justifiable to buy. And you can grab your Holy RY4 while you're there. Their peanut butter is good.
I still haven't picked up that Holy RY4 because I'm like,
I thought I sent you some.
I just
wait.
That's
Did you say you sent me some, Rin?
I thought I did at one point. Maybe I didn't.
I think I'm just afraid of liking it. I don't need
It's
another
good.
taco to like.
Me too, but for different reasons. I got a handful of the DIY Flavor Shack from the Vapor Supply last time I ordered from them, and everyone kept talking about there are all these recipes using Holy Grail. So I'm like, all right, I'll try it.
Here's my bottle.
Yeah, Tam said, "Oh,
yeah, definitely not getting it now that I know you got a freaking 4 ounce because I don't." So how did you like coming on with us here, Tammy?
Oh, it was fun. Wait, what? Do
you have any questions for Rin? And how do you like hanging out with us?
Oh, I enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot of fun, definitely. And do I have any questions for Rin? No, I would love to try that. The one that's the Pillow Talk. I haven't tried that. I've seen it in a few recipes. So I need to pick that one up for sure. But I like what she did. I haven't tried the marshmallow treat either. So that makes me curious about the texture in it. I would like to try that. It looks really good.
Cool, pretty cool. Do you have any questions for us? You want to interview us real quick? No, just kidding.
We'll interview you. I have questions for you if you don't have questions for us.
Oh, well, ask away.
We were trying to let you do the questions first.
Yeah.
And now you're stuck. I knew this was going to happen.
Oh.
Go, Emily. Shoot.
All right. Well, if she's not going to, I will. Basically, what I want to know is, okay, we all kind of have our like signature mixes, like so if someone is describing a mixer to somebody and they want them to try some mixes to get a feel of how they mix or who they are, like the mixes that you're they're most proud of, I guess. So I guess I want to know is what's a mix or two that just is that you're proud of, or that you worked a long time on, or is like right up in your wheelhouse. What are some of your favorite mixes?
Okay. Well, I guess it would be the ones that I vape all the time. That would be the ones that I guess would be in that ballpark. My one of the ones is 50 Shades of Cream. And it has Lucky Shot, which is really a one shot. So I don't know. Is that cheating? I don't
know. No,
Um,
Lucky Shot's awesome. It's not cheating.
No, that's
Yeah.
not cheating.
Use
That's
what you
allowed.
what you have.
yeah. So I used Lucky Shot in that and I think it even has honeycomb in it because I love honeycomb. Oh my gosh. I have like a big 4 ounce of that too. So yeah, that one, 50 Shades of Cream. And not that there's 50 creams in it, but because I mean, I don't anyway. So 50 Shades of Cream is definitely one of them. And Cookie Chow, and that has a concentrate though in it that's only available at Chef's, which is Calipitter Chow. And I love that stuff. Oh my gosh. Love it. So, and it also has Holy Grail in it. So it's like a RY4 type recipe. And so what is another one that I vape all the time? And then I go a little bit the other direction, where I keep a 4 ounce. Oh, it's on the shelf over there. Oh, of wild berry cobbler from Flavor West. And I have a mix called.
Wait, what? Wild berry cobbler from Flavor West?
Yes.
Is that a good flavor?
I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And I have a mix called Bleeding Berry Cobbler. And it uses it's all Flavora except for wild berry cobbler. And it has boysenberry, raspberry. Oh, I take that back. Flavor Art strawberries in it. The newer one.
The
Juicy strawberry, yes.
Cool. I have to look that up. Is that a public recipe?
Oh yeah, on all the flavors. Well, it's on both. I have it on both.
I'll look it
So
up.
I don't know.
I like berries and I like cobblers. So
Yeah.
sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, look that one up.
So now we know a little bit about you. So you're a cream and a fruit cream kind of person.
Yeah, I like bakeries and creams. Yeah. And some tobaccos. One of my really popular mixes on ELR, well, I put it on all the flavors too, but is one of my sticks mix recipes, Holy Smoke. And it has it has my Holy Grail, and it has a couple of sticks mixes in it, tobaccos, and pretty much the rest of it is Flavora, like graham crackers, smoked butterscotch, and I can't, maybe a couple other things, but yeah. Oh, and caramel.
What is that one called?
Holy Smoke.
Holy Smoke.
Yeah, it looks actually. I've looked at it. I've glanced.
Yeah, it looks like a stone looking guy on the picture.
How long have you been?
I think I want to try that one, but I had to buy some flavors if I want to try it, and I got to buy some flavors outside of Bull City if I want to try.
Yeah,
that's where my dilemma comes in, because I'm like, oh well, I like shopping in one place. I hate going outside.
I know, right? I wish it could all be at one place, but
I'm so lazy this month that usually I buy my VG in, my 4-gallon stuff and stuff like that. I do not
Mhm.
feel like shopping anywhere else because of all this Christmas shopping. I'm just buying a gallon from Bull City and just throwing it in the cart too. I just don't
Yeah.
shop anywhere else. I got nicotine. I just need a little bit of VG.
Yeah, because VG is pretty versatile as long as, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But what's your favorite tobacco, would you say? I just
Oh
gotta know if I
wow.
can
Well,
talk about these things.
well, I love all the flavored tobaccos. I mean, there is not one of them, well, except for classic. I mean, but all of their like the Red Burley, Connecticut, all of those tobaccos are excellent. But Sticks Mix has some great tobaccos, and my favorite from them is oh my gosh, he's gonna kill me because I can't remember the name of it.
I've got my Sticks Mix right here.
Oh, do you? Well, there's Honduran Ligero. We went through this one day, pronouncing it correctly. Ligero, Honduran Ligero, and there's
whatever. I know what you're talking about. I've got that one.
yeah, it's great. And there's another one that I pair with it.
Cavendish?
But I also love,
Cavendish?
Oh yeah, Cavendish is good, but to pair with to make a good RY4, I put Honduran Ligero and it's another two-name word. Oh I'm sorry, excuse my language. There's another, and then but he has a newish one that is butter rum Cavendish. Oh my god, I can vape that by itself. You don't have to put it in.
I have that one. That one's really good.
Yes, that is excellent. Butter rum Cavendish. Love that by itself. So those are some of my favorite ones. Yeah.
Huh. Cool. Good to know. We can talk tobaccos then.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to bring her on a couple more times.
I haven't tried a lot of flavor arts. I have a few I've just gotten, but when I ventured into tobaccos, I went straight into Flavora because I was following Fear, and that's what he was using, was Flavora tobaccos. So that's why I went that way.
If you want to get into tobaccos, that's the best. Follow Fear and get into Flavora. Flavora tobaccos.
Yeah.
I have all of them. I have all the Flavora, all the TFA, all the Nueras, all the.
Wow. Yeah. See, I don't have all of those. So I've thought about I'm like, oh, I should branch out and get in Awareas, like the dirty whatever blend. But yeah, that's it. But I haven't
is what I call it.
Yeah, but I haven't done that yet. So I should do that. I should work on that.
Well, and I'm so dumb that even with as many tobaccos as I have, today I was asking in chat, which South Carolina flavors do I need? Because I'm like, which tobaccos should I get? Like, I need any more. I mean, I get like 1% of any one of them. So, I mean, why would I need more?
Right, I know. But I have a lot of this. But when I met Ty, I was like, oh, I got to try these. And I fell in love with those. He has some great tobaccos.
He does.
Sticks Mix. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think they have them at what
they have them at a lot of places. Down in Florida. And I can never remember the name of that place.
No, I'm talking about an actual, other than Bull City, when we get our nicotine, who do we get it from? This is a riddle, Emily.
Out west.
Right by him in California. Nicotine River. Exactly right.
You mean they sell them there? Yes. Yeah, they sell them there. They also sell them at Gremlins. Sells it, and so does Chef's. And so does down in Florida. What's the place in Florida where they have gins one shots and stuff?
Wizard Labs.
Yes, they have some there too. Yes.
Cool.
He's all over now. He's like everywhere. He's the man.
So
I just talked to him yesterday. I am too.
Wait till he finds out we've really plugged him on this episode.
I know. He'll be like,
he's not even watching.
So as much as I love talking about tobaccos,
yeah, I know.
We should show next week's profile and wrap the show up.
I agree.
Okay. So I'm excited about next week. At first, I'm like, or just glancing at it, like, apple cinnamon again. But if you look closely,
I see it.
It's not apple.
It's a banana.
Banana or plantain.
Interesting.
Or a pineapple, a Canadian pineapple.
A Canadian
pineapple?
Sure, I didn't know those were a thing, but sure, it could be a.
You don't remember that?
Oh,
yeah. She's like, I know what you're talking about. What's a thing?
No, it's not a thing.
It's not a thing. I thought one picture was a pineapple slice, but it was a banana slice because I wasn't looking close enough. And so this will be fun, and we'll get to see another nice warm winterish vape with some cinnamon and looks like caramel.
And for the ladies in chat or the ladies that follow us, we pulled 10 vapes in today at about 2, 3, 4 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah.
Because she made a recipe that was with us. We're going to be pulling you guys. So let us know if you're interested in coming on one of our shows. We'd love to have guests. We love our guests.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, it was fun.
Ladies to be involved.
Yeah, because there's lots of us out there, and we need to get noticed. The ladies need notice. We need to be recognized.
Yeah. We're more than just people helping other people mix. We're here.
Yeah.
We mix ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Rin and her bad self down there.
And Joey, Joey said she had bronchitis when it was her turn. You'll get another turn, Joey. In fact, yeah, well, you'll get another turn for sure.
For sure.
I'll bring you on. Don't feel bad.
Love you, Joey.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's been a great show. Thanks to our sponsors, E-cig Express, Bull City, Flavora, and Wayne Walker for helping promote us on his channel. And Tammy, thank you for coming on. We definitely appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Everybody have a good night.
See you guys later. We love you.
Our endings are so abrupt.
I know.